all here so early?
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I want to be there to bring Grandpa home.
Okay, let's go then.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today,
Fine.
Late bear.
Stabilize!
Huh. They got here before...
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What?
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds... And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people is already...
You stay right there!
right here? You coward! Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
This day's going just great.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village, it glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well... The dendro archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa?
Hey, look around you.
Did there used to be a temple here?
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely... It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Desh...
What's he doing here? And his men?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off...
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord has shown us the way to his...
He's not actually gonna go in there.
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be a shame not to witness them both.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being, or creature. New discoveries are always worth investigating. Whether they have anything to do with gods is neither here...
Rahman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret will take care of his people.
As per our contract.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rahman.
Huh? Me?
Do you see another Rahman here?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this structure is clearly left over from...
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore this whole area to find an...
Born of ice and frost. Shine down.
Transfixed!
Go! There is no escape! Access denied!
Laid bare! Transfixed!
Shine down! No touching!
Gather!
Stabilize!
Illusion shattered! Access denied!
Laid bare.
Overruled!
Gather!
It's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are King Deshret.
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high...
You can read ancient King Deshret?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least...
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The elemental... the scent of life. Is it trying to...
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the
Isn't sharing knowledge against the academia?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, you'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't make...
Was that the former Dendro Archon?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about it. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. Our god did not... King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our... We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I real?
Rahman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of yourself.
Dia, tell my Aramites and I. What do...
Hey,
I should probably go. Can't just...
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply, but please, give me some time. After everything that's happened...
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy...
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone.
That must have been rough. But he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction, it's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's changed...
The outcome, at least, is favorable.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a night... Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Ramon, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village...
I guess all I can say now is...
don't mention it. I think we can both... But we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could...
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from...
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise...
So, Your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, want...
Don't play dumb. You know they extract divine canned knowledge.
I am really...
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Huh?
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like,
Continue.
And then someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's resources. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said, he asked them, "Do you wish to create a god?"
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of...
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an... After that, they harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Fest. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can... If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, this is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars...
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already...
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a god. When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her.
So... this...
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Rahman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars...
Sure.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to...
The atmosphere... Hey! Say some something! Stop spacing!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's...
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
Oh, Paimon's so coming with you!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super...
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense.
So, everyone,
Crush the sages and rescue our god.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.